right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for coming out. There's definitely a lot of people in this room. That is very awesome and also somewhat intimidating. So thank you very much. 10th anniversary of The Walking Dead. So all because of Charlie's hard work. We'd probably have like 30 issues out if it was up to me.
So that was met by a stony silence, wasn't it?
But yeah, so look, we're doing a lot of things to celebrate the 10th anniversary. One cool thing that we got going on is this new storyline, All Out War. Issue 115 came out on Wednesday. I don't know if you guys picked it up. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Really excited about the fact that we've sold out. That was announced, I think, yesterday. So, and also we've had a pretty large print run on this one. We've sold over 352,000 copies of issue 115, which certainly took me by surprise. So I want to thank you all for helping us hit that big number. And also, I think as it stands, that's the highest selling single issue comic
so far.
So we got a couple more months. I'm hoping that 116 tops that. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But because of the sellout, we're going to be doing a second printing of issue 115 that has this really cool gatefold cover. I think that a lot of times, second printings are, not really a very cool thing. And I think that, by doing a big 4 cover thing, it's going to be pretty awesome. So that should be in stores very soon. If you haven't seen it all together, these are the 10 interlocking covers for 115 that I actually didn't know that Charlie would be able to pull this off, and I'm amazed every time I look at it just how well it came together. It's every monumental, important moment in the last 10 years of the Walking Dead comics. And Charlie, how easy was this cover to do? Was it just a walk in the park?
Not very easy at all. No, there was a lot of times I was stood in my studio with 10 sheets of A3, that's the British measurement, sorry, A3 paper, just looking at this massive blank canvas thinking, right.
Well, that turned out well,
right?
Cool, and then this is our New York Comic Con exclusive cover that Diamond did. We love Diamond Comics distributors, so be sure to check with your local retailer who should have that comic, I believe.
It's also the first zombie in the book for like 30 issues.
Let's not get snarky. You've seen the upcoming issues. You know there are zombies coming. So here's some art from issue. This is 115. Right? Yeah, and we're doing a new thing for this storyline where Charlie is doing the pencils, and we've brought on Stefano Gaudiano, who will be doing the inks. So you can see Charlie's work there, and then this is Stefano's work. Why don't Charlie, why don't you talk about that process a little bit as Sean cycles through these beautiful pages?
Well, anyone that knows my artwork knows that in the last 20 years I've never, ever not inked myself. So it was an interesting process to actually sort of hand over a large share of the comic to somebody else to do. But I think we've got a great guy in Stefano. We sort of cherry-picked him because we thought his style suited how I inked my own work. And he's proving us right. He's doing a bang-up job. I just hope the pencils are living up to the inks.
Very good stuff. So here you'll see the cover to Walking Dead 116. So things are going to get a little heated in that issue, as you can see there, shotguns and all. And then here's the cover to 117, and then I think we got the cover to 118 coming up next. We're just going to cycle through these so you guys get a glimpse. 119, right? And losing track. 120. So that's, I don't think these covers have been seen yet. So you can certainly hear if you go back here. Of course, we see some of these characters are a little sad about something. I don't know what that could be. So, well, we'll find out soon.
Their wallets.
Yeah. We have to mention we have another new edition, don't we? With these
Yeah. These covers are all colored by Dave Stewart, who is a fantastic colorist who's been kicking around the industry for quite a bit. Award-winning colorist for Hellboy, and we're really happy to have him on board. We think that it's definitely kicked the book up a notch. Okay. And speaking of Dave Stewart, I don't know if you've seen it on the floor. This also came out Wednesday. We have a 10th anniversary edition of Walking Dead issue 1 that is released in full color. So you can see it in full color glory for the first time ever. And it's done pretty well, so we're very happy with how this is performed. So you can look forward to a full color issue 2 for our 20th anniversary. That is a joke I've now done like 100 times. And then we get a new thing coming where we're doing The Walking Dead in Spanish in the United States. So any of our Spanish-speaking readers can get this in the old Espanol. I don't speak the language, so...
The first volume is in stores now, and the second one comes out in December, and then every 3 months we'll have a new volume.
Yep. And then, I don't know what this book is. Charlie, what's this book?
Never seen it before in my life. The Art of Me.
And what's in this book?
Some art. It's a book to primarily show that I don't just draw zombies.
He also draws astronauts with, I believe that astronaut has a zombie head.
Astronauts that look uncannily like zombies, yeah. No, it's just, I was very, very excited to find out that Image also wanted to do a retrospective of my career to tie in with the whole 10th anniversary, which kind of ties in with the fact I've virtually been within this industry for about 20 years, so it's a little give or take, so it's a little minor celebration of mine as well.
How old are you?
I'm very old. But I don't look it, do I, everyone?
Younger than me. But, so then coming up next we've got, this is The Walking Dead, Decade of the Dead, which is a documentary that Hyundai put together that will be debuting at a place tonight, I believe. Sean?
Yeah, we actually have a gallery set up. The place called Pillar 37, which is a block away. It's between 10th and 11th Avenue, and you can go in there anytime. There's certain hours you can check online, but I think it's like 10 to 6 every day, and there's Walking Dead art. There's props from the show. It's cool. It's a nice little space.
Look, you can see Daryl's crossbow that's sitting there. There's all kinds of like really awesome like zombie maquettes of Greg Nicotero's fantastic makeup work from the show. There's a lot of art from this guy on the walls, and all kinds of cool stuff. Some things that have never really been seen before, and some things that you may never get another opportunity to see up close, which is pretty cool.
There's a homemade Lucille.
Yeah, it's homemade Lucille. Please make sure you don't steal Daryl's crossbow, because that would be bad. So we're all very worried about that. Not that we think you're thieves or anything, but I'm tempted. I'll admit it. I know what it's like.
Yeah, I believe the documentary will be available online next week at thewalkingdead.com.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So this is The Walking Dead Escape. This is an obstacle course that we do that we've ran at Comic-Con in San Diego a couple of times, and we've done that in Philadelphia. And now we're doing it on the Intrepid, which I'm told is a large boat here in New York somewhere. I think it's nearby. And it's going to be really cool. Get to go out and get chased by zombies. I believe the date is on there. When is that?
Yeah, tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So we're doing this really cool, chop shop thing where you can go in and design a Walking Dead survival machine. But you see this on WalkingDead.com, which is our fantabulous, is that a word? I don't know. Website that has all kinds of cool news and reviews and first looks at all kinds of Walking Dead stuff. So if you're ever on this thing they call the internet and you want to know something about that Walking Dead stuff, check out thewalkingdead.com.
Yeah, and they have one of these cars set up at the Future booth somewhere on the floor.
Yeah.
The non-comic section, yeah.
That way. Take a left at the Chevy booth and don't go in there. Yeah, and then Walking Dead Assault is our little I would say iOS game, but we've actually just launched it on Android, so you can get it on, I believe, all forms of telephones except for like rotary. So that's a lot of fun. You can kill zombies while you're waiting at the post office. So that's what I do. And then that's it. So that's our show, and we're getting out of here and drink Arizona iced tea, I guess. No, I'm kidding. Let's open it up for questions. Why don't you guys start lining up at the old microphone there, and I'll try and answer questions before my voice gives out, and I'll make fun of Charlie while I'm doing it.
Thanks.
Oh man, there's 2 microphones. I don't even know what to do here.
Stereo.
You go first. The other guy's got a lightsaber.
Just shut up.
That's right. Put that thing away.
My question's for Robert. Have you ever toyed around with possibly doing flash forwards in Walking Dead to possibly show, like, Carl as an adult with his own group of survivors?
Assuming Carl doesn't die soon, I would just like to keep doing the book until Carl is an adult. I feel like doing flash forwards is kind of like cheating. It's a story device that I think works a lot of times, but it's not really something that I feel is going to fit in The Walking Dead. I feel like you want to see this world progress, and to jump to the point where he's like an adult would be a little bit of it'd be cheating, I think. So next issue, probably next issue, we'll see. All right, Jedi Knight.
Robert, I'd just like to say thank you. You make my Sundays so much freaking better.
I should also mention that show comes back on Sunday, so if you didn't know about that. Thank you.
What I was wondering for the whole panel was, if there was like a zombie meatbag apocalypse, what would be your primary weapon of choice, whether it be Thor's hammer, Wolverine's claws, more elegant weapon for a more civilized time?
You are working it. Sure, I'd choose a lightsaber. I don't know. You're asking me about picking a fictional weapon?
Could be anything. It could be.
Would an ultimate nullifier technically destroy all the zombies? I feel like I should pick. I feel like I should pick something that would really work. Cosmic cube. What's the thing Darkseid's always after? The anti-life equation or something? Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Nerd cred complete.
So, everybody else.
All right, go meditate.
I'd use a very sharp rotring pen. Because I've got plenty of those already.
Thank you.
I would use prayer.
I feel like I should have picked Bill and Ted's phone booth, because then you could go back in time and undo it. Okay. All right, you over here?
I want to start by saying, Robert, I worry about you sometimes. After 10 years of reading all this, the stuff in your head, what you do to Carl.
That's a valid concern.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 8 years ago, you introduced us to the governor, and I didn't know where you found him. And now that you have Rick meeting Negan, where does he come from? And then Charlie, when you get these scripts, do you ever worry about him as much as I do?
Yeah, Charlie, how am I doing? You okay?
I mean, where do you find that? I mean,
Charlie is not often in the same place as me, and I'm starting to think there might be something to that. So, he's like, no, I don't need to go to that convention. I'm going to stay in England. I like being a country away from you.
We maintain a healthy distance between each other. I think that's good for us both.
No, I definitely have issues. Is that what your question is?
just where do you find, I mean, as a writer, where do you just find that character that just seems, he's so much scarier than I think you had with the governor?
I really like making up terrible people. I mean, it's a lot of fun to write someone who does good things all the time, but it's even more fun to write someone who does the absolute worst possible thing you can think of in any situation. And Negan especially is a character that I probably have the most fun writing, just because, he to me I get no end of joy from 1 minute he's slitting someone's throat, and the next minute he's playing ping pong and smiling, and you're just I can't. I don't get this guy. This guy's crazy. The flip-flopping and his different personalities, I think, is a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys like him. He may be around for a while, or he may die next issue. You never know.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hey, how's it going? Former student of Tara, Dula Bennett. I think you know her from The Walking Dead magazine. She interviews you every month. Let's throw that out there. My question is, if you could bring back any dead character and put him back in the comic, who would it be, and why is it Tyrese?
I do like Tyrese quite a bit. It's a lot of fun being able to write Tyrese again for the show. And I think Chad Coleman does an amazing job as that character. So the show, I think, is kind of that, like, he gets enough applause. But the show, I think, is that it's really cool because I get to go back and do characters like that. But I don't know, I guess my answer is, I'd like to write Axel again. And he actually wasn't around very long on the show, which is kind of unfortunate. But I really like that character. I just thought that he had a lot of fun quirks, and it was a lot of fun to write. Did you enjoy drawing Axel?
Oh, I love drawing Axel. Yeah.
Who would you bring back, Charlie?
I'd bring back somebody I enjoy drawing, probably. Not that I obviously don't enjoy drawing other characters.
It's okay. I know you hate all the characters. just don't say it in front of all these people.
But I've always said, you know, I have more fun drawing the older characters just because you get more. Just with the mark making, you just get more out of that sort of thing. You know, drawing older faces. So I'd probably bring back someone like Dale or Douglas, just because I enjoy drawing the faces. So, hey.
A lot of Dale fans. What's up with that? Right.
So you've been drawing this in black and white for like 10 years. I was wondering if you could maybe talk a little bit more about that, especially now that you have an issue coming in color. I come from a film background, so I know that there's like Psycho and with Kill Bill, they usually use black and white to kind of like separate you a little bit from the violence and from the gore. Do you feel like it helps you get away with more, or is it just simply like strictly when you're just starting out, it's cheaper black and white than full color?
Well, I mean, that was definitely a big part of it. When I started The Walking Dead, I thought it was going to get canceled by issue 12, so I thought, you know, if it's black and white, we might make it to like issue 15. Seems funny now, but back then, whew. But no, I mean, on top of that, though, I thought that, well, one, Night of the Living Dead is black and white, so I thought thematically, like, it's really, you know, cool to see zombies in black and white. But also, you know, yeah, I knew that gore would be a very big part of this series, and I also knew that I wanted to tell, you know, a character drama that was, you know, much more emotional and not really about the gore or the real, you know, horror or nasty aspects of it. And it does kind of recede a little bit when it is in black and white. I know that, you know, when I see, you know, Charlie's art when it comes in, it's still pretty horrific, but I can't imagine if it was all like pink and red and, you know, disgusting looking. I feel like it would distract a little bit from that. That said, do please buy the color issue 1.
And yeah, no, I like it from a complete stylistic point of view. I've always drawn with a lot of black, and a lot of my favourite artists are probably more famous for their black and white artwork than their colour artwork. So yeah, from my visual standpoint, it's a great design tool. I mean, one of my heroes is Saul Bass, who, okay, he obviously works in colour, but his limited colour palette is an inspiration to me, and yeah, just getting that sort of design aspect through into the blacks and everything like that is what I try and strive for. So it's yeah, for me, it's the perfect medium.
Cool.
It is.
Basically, my question is, I noticed in the beginning of the comic book series, it was a struggle between the humans and the zombies. Everyone was working together. And now you guys are kind of centralizing on, you know, humans versus humans. So I want to know, are you going to carry on with that? You know, is everyone going to get screwed over again? Are the zombies going to kill everyone again? Or, like, where are you guys going with that?
Well, here's what happens next issue. I like the idea of, you know, the zombie apocalypse being this catastrophic event that, like, to a certain extent brought people together. You know, people are like, oh, we got to deal with this outside threat, and so now we're unified as human beings and kumbaya. And then after a while, they start to realize, wait a minute, we hate each other, like we're human beings. So you know, the book has gotten to a point where there are enough people around and they're safe enough that they're like, no, I'm going to take your stuff, or you're going to take my stuff, and we're going to go back to the way things were. So I think that's a fun, bleak way to look out at life. But you know, the zombies are very much still a threat, and you know, they're going to be you know, present in a pretty big way in All Out War, as you'll see. They're definitely still around. And also, we're going to be introducing dragons into the book very soon. So, you know, it's
zombie dragons.
I'm kidding. I really am. But
And
yeah.
unicorns.
Is everyone really disappointed? All right, dragons it is. Write that down, Sean.
You've done a lot of those character specials. Can we expect anyone new, maybe like going back to Shane or Abraham, or is there anyone special like you want to do?
A lot of those are done specifically because, you know, the governor, Michonne, and Tyrese were all introduced into the show, and so I'm trying to do it as a way for comic book retailers to have something on their shelves for like television fans who come in and they're like, oh, I saw this new Michonne character in the show, and so now I'm going to buy this comic, and hopefully it helps them, you know, dive into the world of comics and all that fun stuff. So there will continue to be these character spotlight specials as we introduce new characters into the show. But as I can't tell you which character will be introduced into the show next, I can't tell you which special will be next, but I can say you may get a hint at that possibly tomorrow at the Walking Dead show panel. So we'll see. I don't think I was supposed to say that.
So I've got to do 6 pages of him, have I? Or her? Or it?
What was that?
Nothing.
All right, cool. Hi.
How are you?
I am fine with this.
Are you having a good time here?
Yes. Yes, I
You
am.
come here a lot?
Every now and then, right around the corner, on the street. I know there's been a lot of characters that have, you know, been killed off and everything, but has there ever been one character you miss? And how was it when issue, I think it was 100, when Glenn was killed off?
Really, guys? Really?
Are you up to date?
That happened so long ago.
That happens in every panel.
I feel like, see, my favorite thing about doing Walking Dead panels now is that someone spoils that at every single Walking Dead panel, and every time half the audience acts like they didn't know that already. But anyway, I do apologize to anyone who hadn't read that. It happens very soon, so I don't know where you're at in your reading, but get ready. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad about almost every character we've killed off. I don't enjoy that part of the book. I mean, you know, it sucks. It feels like you're like losing a friend. I mean, not really. They're like a fake comic book character, but still, you know, you don't get to write that character anymore. I mean, especially, you know, when Rick died this last issue, it was
I think I've heard that joke before as well.
I do these jokes a lot, Charlie. They don't know that though. They haven't been in the other panels. I don't know why you're outing me. But anyway, yeah, Glenn died. Sorry about that. Charlie, you miss anybody?
I miss them all. I miss them all. No, it was tragic. It was tragic. It was tragic when Glenn died. It was.
Don't go into any details. We've already ruined too much.
And actually, what the funny one was, sorry if it's a spoiler for anybody that didn't read the issue,
Get ready.
a few issues previous to Glenn dying when Abraham dies.
What?
How far back am I allowed to go?
I don't know. That's like
You know, in
two or
issue
3 years
6
old.
when Shane dies, am I allowed
Guys, you can BitTorrent these comics. I don't know why you But anyway, there's some guy that like puts videos on YouTube where you can just like read the pages. Can't stop that guy.
We should definitely.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Do please buy the comics. I eat a lot.
But then that bit with Abraham, that affected me quite more so than Glenn, because I knew Robert had planned for Glenn, but I didn't know. Well, you didn't know, did you?
We don't need to go into that.
Well, you had planned for Abraham, so when I read page 3 of the script of whatever issue it was, I was like,
it's on page 3, guys. Now you know that.
oh, that was my reaction. I went, oh. That's about as much reaction you normally get.
Are there any other deaths you would like to spoil?
I got a couple.
What about in issue 1?
What about 118? You want to tell people what happens in that one?
That's a long list.
Nice one. All right, what's up?
Charlie, when you're finished drawing the comic, has there ever been a time where you just kind of sat back and were like, this is really messed up? Because there's a couple issues where it's just brutal.
Yeah, every 3 weeks. No.
Well, 118 definitely. I don't remember what happens in that issue.
The only time I've ever had to literally get on the phone to Robert after reading a script was a long time ago, actually, which was the Michonne and the Governor sequence. And I remember phoning...
Are we spoiling that for people?
Is that all right to mention? Good. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for your approval.
So when the Governor killed Michonne.
And I had to phone you, actually. This was before.
I remember
the heady days of Skyping. And I had to phone you up and go, do we really have to do this?
I don't remember what I said, but we did end up doing the issue, so it must have been good. I felt like it was very important I wanted to kind of play with the audience, because the Governor did a lot of really horrible things to Michonne that were not shown, and everyone was kind of horrified from it. And because Michonne was a good character doing things to a bad character, I wanted to show everything, which was equally horrific to the things that the Governor did off camera, and just so that I could see if people would really get behind that, or if they would be horrified by that too. And I feel like it was kind of cathartic for people to know that that she was able to get back at him or whatever, and I thought it would be a cool thing. But maybe we crossed a few lines. You had to draw it. I think they're applauding for you.
No, looks like you all got behind that, you bunch of sick.
It didn't stop us from making a Michonne action figure that came with a drill, a spoon, assorted other implements.
That's McFarlane for you, I tell you. I don't know if I'm messing up the rotation, but I think we're over here.
Hey guys, always been a fan of mainly the big two, but then I started reading your books, Invincible, Walking Dead, and now they're definitely my top 2 books.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Just try Saga.
But got 2 brief questions. First, does he produce Jesus or Jesus?
It's Jesus. It's Jesus.
And the second one with the comic, when are we going to see the Dixons?
Oh, yeah, that one. No, probably never. But I know that's a very popular answer. No, I mean, I really like the idea of you being able to get different things from different versions of The Walking Dead. I think that the Telltale video game has its own little corner of The Walking Dead universe, and the comic is its own thing. And I like the fact that even though the television show is based on the comic, there are new elements and new things that can keep you guessing. You never really know what's going to happen to Daryl in the show. He may die. You never know. And I'm not going to make it out if you're alive. But his presence in the stories changes things so much, because he's not there in the comics, and he is this added element of the unknown that I think is very important to the show. And so I would never want to take that from the show. So probably never. We'll put him on a cover sometime or something.
How's it going? If you could choose any current cast members to go off on their own adventures in an ongoing spin-off, who would you like to do? If anyone survives.
Well, I feel like I think people know that there has been an announcement that there is going to be a Walking Dead spin-off television show. Is anybody aware of that? It's going to be called the Dixon Brothers, and we're going to be introducing 5 other Dixon Brothers. 3 of them are triplets that will all be played by Norman Reedus. There's a whole like all banjo episode that I'm really excited about. The 5th Dixon brother plays the banjo. I could literally do this all day. So I can't. I will say that if you're fishing, I don't know if you are, but the spinoff is not going to feature any characters from the current show.
I'm just asking
all
about the
new
comic.
characters. Oh, you're talking about the comic?
Yes. Yeah.
You're just an actor. I don't want to talk about the comic. I'm so excited to talk about the show.
I said characters. Sorry.
I don't know. Look, we can argue all day long. If you want to see me after class, we can get to the bottom of this. No, I mean, I don't really. I like the idea of the story remaining complete, so I wouldn't want to spin off any characters. But I don't know, probably Michelle. Thanks.
Glenn.
Hello. Congratulations on 10 years of wonderful comics of Walking Dead. I guess my question would be, were TV audiences just not ready for Andrea and Dale to get together?
Well, look, there are certain things that happen on a television show where storylines, don't come together or don't come together the way we wanted. And, the way that story was going, Dale ended up, I don't want to spoil anybody. It happened in season 2. Dale ended up dying before they could get together. I know, it's pretty shocking. Get on Netflix, it's pretty easy. It's like $7 a month. You guys should all have it. Sorry about that. We'll try harder next time.
Thank you.
All right. Plugging Netflix, I'm plugging Arizona Iced Tea. What's up?
First, I'm a very big fan of your work, obviously. My question for you is, in the novelization, The Rise of the Governor and The Road to Woodbury, we got to see a lot of the governor's background and kind of, me personally, like, I started to like the character by accident.
You sicko.
Is that something we could expect to see in the future with Negan, or is he just too far twisted to want to know anything more about him?
That remains to be seen. I mean, there's certainly been talk of that, but nothing concrete. So we'll just have to see. But there is a lot to Negan's backstory that will be revealed at some point, probably in the comic, but you never know. So we'll see. There's a lot you guys don't know about that guy.
118.
He used to be a veterinarian. All about hugging puppies. So.
I first want to thank you guys for coming here. Obviously, it's cool to have you.
I'm having second thoughts now, but I'm glad this all worked out.
I wanted to ask another question about characters dying.
So close your ears. Can you you should reveal what issue you're talking about or what
issue
area?
48.
48. All right.
Right, everyone read issue 48.
The end of the first compendium. So.
In issue 48, Lori is shot.
Yeah, that happens.
While carrying baby Judith.
That was kind of shown on the slide of those covers. So.
Is it possible baby Judith took most of the blow and Lori's still alive? Can you confirm is she one of Negan's wives?
Well, the timeline on that doesn't work at all because she would have had to go from being a baby to an adult in a year. But no. Lori was shot in the back, so part of her was blown through her forward, and the force of that kind of obliterated a good portion of that baby. So there's really no chance that either of them are alive.
Thank you, Ken.
It's pretty gruesome.
Together with the dragons, we're also introducing a magic potion, which brings people back from the dead as well.
Yes. Turn what's left of this baby into a live baby. All right. What's up?
How are you? If there's any one character that you would like to see survive to the end of the zombie apocalypse, who would it be and why?
Tyrese. Oops. Charlie, you got any thoughts on that? Who do you want to survive till the end? Tell me so that I can kill them now.
Yeah. I really can't say because he will probably just out of complete spite.
I am a hateful person.
like to see Michonne sort of go through. So there you go, raise the bar. The gauntlet is down, whatever. Is she or isn't she?
He has specifically told me, please don't kill Michonne. So that's coming. But I don't know. I would like for them all to survive until the end, but they're probably not. We'll see. I try not to play favorites. I can't say.
Thank you.
Carl.
How you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Great.
Is there anything that you've done differently with the show and the comic that you regret, such as killing Andrea? Do you wish you maybe could go back and say, maybe I shouldn't have did that?
Did that spoil season 3 for anybody? All right. You guys should all catch up. But yeah, I mean, the death of Andrea is a big one. I know that a lot of people are upset about that. All I can say is that it was already. Oh, you guys aren't? Okay. Great. I have no remorse. Bunch of jerks over there. But yay for jerks. Please leave. But I think that when you see season 4, her death is a big part of it and affects a lot of characters, and so I don't really regret it at all, especially because these people are all for it. But yeah, I mean, there's been a few changes, but I don't know. I don't really regret anything. I mean, I think I view the show and the comic as being very different, and so I like the differences, between them, and so. There are a lot of things in the show that aren't, the same as the comic, and, the comic's still there, so if you want to, read more stories with Dale or Andrea, they're there, but, I like the changes, so I have no regrets, I guess is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Sorry, John Bernthal.
We're going to be wrapping up soon, so we want to keep these
So line up, let's answer more questions.
short and sweet.
Hi, I just wanted to...
Too long!
I just want to start off by thanking you for everything that you do. You make it really hard to read and watch anything else.
That's sweet, but really hurry it up.
I was wondering, since this is such a special occasion, if you can autograph my book.
Oh, well, I mean, then everyone's going to want to do that, and then we got to... No, I'm not going to do that. Sit down, go away. I'm kidding. All right, come on, I'll do just hers, though. Just hers. The rest of you are out of luck. This is, I just want to point out for the record that this is 2 books.
See, and if you don't ask, you don't get.
Go ahead. I'm not signing a book for you. All right, what's up?
My question is very brief. Is Michonne ever going to have like a breaking point in the comics?
Sorry, there was some hubbub with the pen, so we totally weren't listening to you at all. But let's hear that again.
I said, is Michonne ever going to have a breaking point in the comics?
Well, I mean, I feel like she's almost had a couple. I think everyone has a breaking point, and I like the idea of getting there with all of the characters at some point. So we'll probably see that at some point, possibly in issue 118. I don't know.
Surely she did have a breaking point with the governor, anyway.
What?
She broke his rectum.
Sean Mackiewicz, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so Carl has been my favorite character for the entire comic. He's grown, changed constantly. When the thing happened to him that I'm not going to talk about, it was amazing, and it made him different but the same. I just wanted to ask if you had any inspiration or influence from your life, like a person or group of people, or like a general idea, like losing innocence or growing up or something like that, that inspires that character?
Not really. I mean, I've often said that, I started out in the book writing the Rick and Carl relationship as, myself as Carl and my father as Rick, and then at around issue 40 or so, I actually, started having kids, and so I started kind of writing myself as Rick and my son as Carl, and so my perspective on the character changed a little bit, but there hasn't really been any kind of like, I don't know anybody that's gotten, can I spoil it? I'm just gonna spoil it. Is everybody ready? No, but like, I don't know anybody that's gotten their eye shot out, so,
What?
I warned you all! But come to a Walking Dead panel, stop reading the comic. Well, we don't spoil anything at the TV panel, but anyway, yeah, there hasn't really been any kind of like real world inspiration. It's just me, doing a bunch of bad things to a fake kid.
Okay, and I'm not gonna ask you to sign a comic. Could you sign my shirt?
Hey, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. Come on up. It's your turn, buddy.
Yeah, hi. I'm a huge fan of the show and the comic. I was just wondering, who do you think would surpass Rick as the leader?
I think we're going to see some interesting things from Maggie soon. I don't want to give like an obvious answer. I think Andrea could definitely handle it. So yeah, I think there are a lot of characters that could step up and take the lead in the event of Rick's untimely death. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. Probably will, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of characters.
But the strength of The Walking Dead, I think, is the fact that we could quite easily carry on without Rick.
Oh, shut up! Get out of here! What's the matter with you people?
Hey, could you sign my comic book?
No.
Please.
What's up?
How you guys doing? Hey, doing all the comics for all the years, and now seeing this on the show, how does it make you feel to see the characters, how they build up to the same characters as the comics?
Wait, what's the question?
I said, doing all these
He can't sign
graphic
and
novels,
talk at the same time.
doing this graphic novels through the whole years, and now seeing this in the show, seeing this all the characters, bringing these characters back to life, like how does that feel?
I mean, it's hard to describe. It's definitely a surreal experience. I mean, I remember being on set for the first time and seeing, we were filming the pilot, and Stephen Yun came to visit. He hadn't shot any scenes yet, and he like met Andrew Lincoln for the first time, and so I have photos on my phone of like Andrew Lincoln and Stephen Yun meeting, and I'm just like, oh, there's like Rick, and he's real. And he's over there, and he's like talking to Glenn right now, and he's real. And I just stood there. I hadn't even met Steven yet, so it was really creepy. I'm just standing there like taking photos of these guys while they're talking. Wow, that's crazy. So I mean, it is weird. I mean, like Charlie. I mean, we went to set last year and like walked around inside the prison. Like, how weird is that? I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, I was looking at things like the guard towers and thinking, Jesus, that guard tower is exactly like how I drew that guard. It was kind of weird. It was like the simple things. The tables in the cafeteria in the prison are pretty much how I drew the tables in the cafeteria in the prison in The Walking Dead. And that struck me more than looking at the characters in a lot of ways, because it was just thinking, well, they didn't have to do that.
No.
Yet they are taking elements like that from the book that I've drawn and just putting it straight on the screen.
My favorite thing about that is that sometimes I feel like you will draw things without referencing life. So you're just like, I'll make up tables. These are how these tables will look in the comic. And then the people on the show are like, I've never seen tables like these, but he must have referenced them from somewhere. So we'll just make these. And so there's like these tables that like, they're like crazy like plus signs with the seats and stuff, and they look real cool, but it's just because you were like, tables are boring, I'm gonna draw a cool table. And then these people are like, I've gotta make this in real life. So I was on set chuckling all the time. They totally made this weird looking table.
So when we introduce the spaceship next issue,
yes,
I'd like to see them do that one.
It'd be sweet. Don't give too much away, Charlie.
I love the artwork in Walking Dead.
Wow, come
Thank
on.
you.
I'm an aspiring illustrator. I go to school for it. I spend a lot of my time drawing skulls, zombies, ravens, what have you. My question is for Charlie. What would you say to not only myself, but anyone else who wants to do what you do?
Oh my God. I
could ruin this kid's life right now.
I mean, if if you've got a genuine talent, I know it's a horrible cliche, but just oh god, this is going to sound horrible, but believe in yourself. I can't believe I said that. I sit in front of, my wife kind of quite likes the X Factor, and I sit in front of the X Factor cringing when people say stuff like that, and here I am saying it myself. But you've just got to go for it and really commit to something. It's the same with being a writer. You've just got to really commit to it. Yeah, there's no sense in going into this industry sort of half-hearted. And yeah, what I did was I just went to every single convention I could possibly go to, albeit within the UK, because that's what budget allowed way back in the early 90s, and just showed my portfolio to literally everyone I could find. You know, no one could escape my grasp. And
everyone hated Charlie for a long time because of him.
Yep, and you know,
here comes that guy with his portfolio again. Run.
But that's the only way to do it. You've really just got to go for it and really get out there and show your ways. And I do believe the kind of the pressing of the flesh and meeting people is really important as well. You know, doing it, you know, online or however you do it nowadays. You know, whether it's social media or whatever, it's fine. But you know, you just can't beat that sort of physical sort of contact as well. That answered your question, okay?
I think that's good.
Cheers.
Believe in yourself. What's up?
Hi there. My question was, you said that you based Rick and Carl off you and your father, and then you and your kids. Are there any other characters like that you base off your real life, such as like names, people, or how they look, or their personality?
Well, don't get me sued, but you know there's some names here and there from people I know. But no, I mean I got to specify like certain aspects of their relationship. I wrote like from the perspective of like my relationship with my father, but I didn't really base. My father's not nearly as awesome as Rick. Very cool, cool dude, but I mean if his hand got cut off, he would just give up. I'm so glad no one went, why? You spoiled the hand getting cut off. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are little things here and there. Like I used to work at a pizza place, so that's why Glenn used to work at a pizza place. I've beaten people's heads in with baseball bats. So that's why I beat people's heads in with baseball bats. But I really don't do that for legal reasons. I have to say that. Yeah, there's little things here and there from different people. I know a guy who used to say, "You follow me," after everything he said, and so that's where that came from with Axel. But yeah, so.
All right, we have time for 3 more questions.
Thank you. And could you?
Oh boy. Yeah. What's up?
Okay. Is it true Rick and Masson supposed to be hooking up in TV series?
Rick and who?
Masson.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe, you never know. What's up, Superman?
Oh.
You didn't know what shirt you were wearing.
Thank you for noticing. Just want to say I'm a big fan of you guys, and congratulations on 10 years. My question is, will you possibly do an origin story that talks about what caused the zombie apocalypse? You probably heard this question like a million times.
Yeah, I think that's boring. I don't know. I also feel like once you explain, I think The Walking Dead is very realistic, aside from the fact that there are zombies walking around and there's a tiger. I gotta throw that in now. So I feel like explaining where it came from would kind of go into the realm of like science fiction or something, because there's only like so many things that could have happened. But I kind of know how it happened. So, but it would be boring to just be like, oh, there was a scientist and he mixed 2 chemicals together and was like, oops. So.
One more thing I did.
No, you only get 1. So what's up?
Would you ever consider?
I'm kidding. No, seriously, sit down. But anyway, what's up?
Would you ever consider doing like animated shorts, kind of like an Animatrix or a
I think his question might have been better. So hold on. Get that. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. What's up? You're saying something about anime?
Not necessarily anime, but like animated shorts, like Gotham Knight or an Animatrix, just collecting short stories, in the world of Walking Dead.
That could be a cool thing. I mean, I know that like there's a lot going on, so we'll probably get to animated stuff at some point. I'm not gonna lie, but there aren't any plans for that just yet. But there are the webisodes and other cool things like that. So maybe eventually. It's a good idea. Thanks.
All right, I'm sorry. This is one last one. This is it.
Okay.
We got a whole line outside.
You
prefer this question about not bringing in the Dixon brothers from the AMC, but would it be possible that you may write a book like you did with the Woodburys?
I mean, it's always possible. There are currently no plans. You'll have to just get your Dixon brothers from the television show and also from the Dixon brothers spinoff with the 3 triplets that are played by Norman Reedus. So.
The album will be out soon, won't it?
Yes, we're doing a Dixon Brothers album.
Country and Western.
It's going to be great,
Dixon
and I'm going to
Brothers.
now slip out before you guys come up here and try and get photos. Bye.
All right, thank you very much.